around 10 units in new syllabus proposed by UGC last year only. Okay, June 2019 onwards, this new syllabus was just proposed by UGC NET, and the old syllabus and the new syllabus, that point also I will cover in this presentation. Basically, the difference is that the old syllabus points are there, already there. Okay, but new points are just added in this old syllabus, and it is just now became the new syllabus. Okay, so whoever have, uh, yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have made you the
Yes,
host.
yes. Right now, I'm just able to share.
Okay.
So, please tell me if it is visible to everyone. It will take some moments, I think. Maybe it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So, friends, we were discussing about the uh, important points of UGC NET paper 1. So, today's topic is regarding some major topics. Okay. Major topics of paper 1. And let me open the presentation mode. Mm. If it is not visible, anyone can just tell me, just notify me if it is not visible properly, or my voice is cracking, or am I not audible. You can tell me at that time. So first of all, let's understand paper 1, what it is about and how it is prepared, what are the important points, and what are the basic ideas that we have to keep in mind while preparing for this paper. Okay, it is the introductory part, we can say, that we have to keep these points in mind before starting our presentation, our preparation on UGC NET. Without this, we cannot prepare. We will just miss something. Okay, that's why I'm saying this. So it is first of all common paper for all. We all know about this, and all the 81 different subjects are there in UGC NET. Okay, and all the subjects students have to face this paper. That's why it is common. Then it is 1 hour to solve the paper 1. We will have only 1 hour. Okay, only 1 hour. In this 1 hour, in 60 minutes, we have to solve this paper. Before it was around 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay, but right now it is only of 1 hour. But let me clarify also that you will be having around 3 hours. Okay, for the whole exam. Okay, 1 hour for paper 1 and 2 hours for uh, paper 2 English or any other subject. Okay, but you will be able to uh, solve the questions of paper 1 after completing the 1 hour also, because the combined time is considered, not the 1 hour for paper 1 and 2 hours for paper 2. It is just classification of the time. Okay, so if you start with at 9:30, and you think that at 10:30 it will be just completed, the time will be over. It is not that case. Okay, you will be able to solve the questions, you will be able to review the questions after 10:30 as well. Okay, so there is no problem regarding time. If your paper 2 is finished before time, you can review the questions that you have marked in paper 1 in the beginning. Okay, that is plus point of this online exams. Then there are 50 different questions, objective questions. Okay, before it the before this new syllabus, there were 60 questions. Okay, and you have to choose any 50 questions from these different 60 questions. Okay, so at that time you have to think over it. You have to uh, think about which questions are proper, which question can be right or correct. Okay, because every question we don't know, every question's answer we don't know. So at that time we have to pass some time on thinking over it. So that's why 15 minutes were given extra, and 10 units are there in new syllabus. It is the same in it was also in the new old syllabus as well, 10 units, but some points are added in this new syllabus. Then around 5 questions are asked from each unit. Okay, look, there are 10 units, and from one unit, 5 questions are asked. So when we multiply, 50 questions are there from 10 units. Okay, but around 5 questions, maybe 4 questions from second unit and 6 questions from third unit, it can happen. But around 4 to 5 questions will be asked from each unit. Okay, and our plus point for UGC NET exam is that there is no negative marking for any question. Okay, we can select any option. If we don't know the answer, the correct answer, then only we can select any option as a guess. Okay, then old and new syllabus. What is the difference? That I also talked a little brief in the beginning, but let's see. No old topic is removed. As I said, that some topics are added, but old topics are also there, and as an extra part, an extra syllabus, some new topics are added in this new syllabus. And old time it was 1.15 hour, and in new syllabus it is 1 hour, and 60 questions were there in old papers, and now 50 questions are there, and 40 marks for open category and 35 marks for the category students. Okay, reservation. So these things we know. So now here, okay, here is a pattern of both the papers. So first paper has 100 marks of 50 questions, and second paper has 200 marks of 100 questions. So friends, as I said earlier, that combining time is given. That's why it is written in this third column, total duration. You can see there, total duration is 3 hours. So combining time for the both the papers, so we don't have to tension that my time will be over, and these 50 questions are really lengthy. Some questions are of mathematics, and some are of reasoning, so it will take some time. It will take more time than other theoretical questions. So you don't worry about these things, because combining time is given. Okay, then here in this note, we all know about this, that 2 marks are given to one question, no negative marks, and unanswered and mark the review. Answered questions will not be counted. You have to review after completing the whole exam. You have to review if it is if you have the time. Okay, it is very much necessary. Then so here the very important part of this presentation, friends. So in paper 1, what to do in paper 1, because paper 1 is general and our subject is different. We are well acquainted with our subject. Okay, we know our subject, the basic ideas of our subject we are studying from last 5 years, because after masters we are getting this opportunity to face this exam. Okay, if we don't know what are the basic ideas and what books to refer, what points we have to keep in mind, then it will be very difficult for you, more than the subject paper. Okay, so here I have mentioned the 2 different books. One is by Harpreet Kaur, and it is Oxford publication book, paper 1. Okay, you can find it on Amazon. Okay, and you can have this book, because very detailed guideline, very detailed description is given on each topic of paper 1. Okay, and at the end of these 10 units, the paper solutions are also given in this book. All the previous years papers with solutions are given in this book, so you can have this book. Apart from this book, there is one more book by Amar Ujala. Okay, Amar Ujala publication has published one book regarding the old question papers. Okay, and their solutions. It must be cheaper than Harpreet Kaur's book, because in the first book, Oxford publication book, there is everything, because it includes units and their descriptions and objectives as well as old question papers. But in Amar Ujala's book, there are only question papers. So you can have this if you want to uh, solve old question papers, you want to refer old question papers, you can have this book. Okay, so it is also available online. And if you don't want to do all these things, then old questions papers you will find on different websites. Okay, nowadays many blogs are there, many websites are there who are providing old question papers along with answer keys and solutions. Here I have mentioned one website, my own blog is mentioned by me here regarding these old question papers with solutions, with answer keys, and certain study materials as well. Okay, so you can also download these old question papers along with answer keys. Okay, so, and not only for paper 1 but also for paper 2 English literature. Then uh, the next one thing that you have to keep in mind is YouTube videos, because YouTube videos are basically free videos. Okay, we don't have to pay anything for YouTube videos. We have to just use our data. That is very easily available right now. Okay, nowadays it is very much cheaper and easily available network. Okay, so it is cheaper, it is free and easy to avail the YouTube videos you can refer. Okay, you can subscribe any channel we who are providing UGC NET paper 1 guidance or counseling, or they are providing any description of different topics of UGC NET paper 1. Okay, basically difficult topics are research aptitude, mathematical reasoning, and data interpretation. These are the difficult topics for students, and sometimes general knowledge topics regarding higher education policies. So for these topics, you will find a lot of video materials online on YouTube platforms. Okay, so you can refer YouTube videos for this UGC NET paper 1. This is very much resourceful platform for UGC NET paper 1. Then at last, our own common sense, smart work, notes. Friends, sometimes it happens that someone did not study at all and he just cracked the UGC NET exam or any other exam because he has more common sense than us. He is doing smart work. He has created, he has prepared notes on different topics of that particular syllabus. So at last, what will work for us? Our own common sense, smart work, and notes that we can prepare. Okay. So that's all for this presentation. Then next is, what are the important topics for paper 1? First of all, let me clarify that level of paper 1 is lower than SSC and UPSC exam. So we have to motivate ourselves that we are not facing UPSC or SSC exam, and in this exam the level is also higher, as well as these exams questions have negative marking. Okay, so here we have 2 plus points that the level is lower than these exams, and we don't have negative marking in any question. And what is the decent score? It is very much asked the question, and very much big confusion in the minds of UGC NET students who wants to qualify this exam. So decent score is 30 to 35. Why it is there? Only for correct questions I am mentioning there. Correct questions should be 30 to 35. So one question is of 2 marks, so you can say that 60 to 70 marks for qualifying in UGC NET. Okay, in paper 1 only. How? So let me explain. Think about that. If you have achieved 30 marks, so what will be your score? 30 questions right. Then what will be your score? Your score will be 60. Then in your subject, it is your own subject, yes, and you have mastered it with B plus. Okay, more than that maybe. For them, the subject paper will be easier than paper 1. Okay, you have cleared correctly 60 questions out of 100 questions of UGC NET English literature or any other subject. you will have 120 around marks. Okay, so 120 plus 60 will be 180. So it is very much right score to qualify UGC NET exam for general category, because in general category the cutoff is around 170 or 176 or 178 or 180. Okay, but below 180. So I noticed, I observed that around 170, 180 is enough, okay, to qualify NET. And for those who are in reservation category, it is very much easy if you are getting decent score in paper 1. So 30 is your target. Okay, you can also make the target of 35 to get 30. Keep in mind that you have to get 30 marks, and how to get these 30 marks. Okay, first of all, never skip sense based sections. For example, common sense questions are there. First of all, reading comprehension, it is very much easy part. Okay, we have to just read out the whole passage, and we have to just get the idea what is the passage about. Okay, then after we can answer the questions. But some students are doing just they are just facing the questions first before reading out the passage. So we have to first read out the passage one time, then after if we did not get an idea, then we can read it out again. Okay, and we have proper time, we have enough time, because a combined time of 3 hours is given, so you have lot of time. And after that you can just face the question, you can just read out a question one by one, and you can just find out the answer in the passage. The some of these questions answers are hidden in the passage. Okay, you have to find out. Okay, that's why I'm telling that you have to read it out more than 2 times, then only you will have good score in reading comprehension, and around 5 questions are asked in this part. Okay, then second is reading teaching aptitude. So teaching aptitude is a lot more easier than reading comprehension, and it is based on common sense. Common sense as a teacher. If we have common sense of a teacher, then this part will be very easy for us. Okay, because here aptitude is mentioned. Aptitude means what? Ability to teach, ability to teach someone in the classroom or outside the classroom. Okay, based on our knowledge. Okay, so teaching aptitude is very much easy part for us if we have that ability. Okay, that common sense of teaching something. Okay, then communication is there. It is once again very easy part and based on common sense. Certain topics are there in communication that I will share tomorrow also with you, which topics are basic topics and very important topics in communication part. Okay, for example, verbal communication, non-verbal, all these things are there. Okay, then encoding, decoding, etc. Then computer. So we are the generation of 21st century. Okay, most of the students are born after 2000. Okay, maybe born after 2000 year. So it is very much easy part once again for us. Computer, ICT, information and communication technology. Then theoretical section is there. People, environment, research methodology, IT and computers, and government policy. Okay, so computer I discussed earlier. People and environment. So the effects of environment, the concept of environment, the policies of regarding environment that the central government has created. Okay, and some of the policies are implemented from before many years. So these policies we have to study. Okay, these policies we have to keep in mind. General things I will discuss about this topic. Then research methodology. Okay, basic ideas about research. What is research and what are the different types of research? What is hypothesis? What is variable? These general things will be discussed in this topic. Then IT and computers, I said earlier as well that it is regarding teaching and general computer knowledge. Okay, then government policies. Government policies regarding university examination, university education, higher education. Okay, and education system prevailing right now. Practical section. Some of the students are not well acquainted with maths and reasoning and data interpretation, they can skip this topic. Okay, but with the condition that they have to do better work in other topics, then only they can skip this topic, because it will take more time if you are not well acquainted with these topics. It will take more time to be acquainted. Okay, because maths is very difficult for some people. Okay, but for some people it is very much easy. So it will include logical reasoning, mathematical reasoning, data interpretation. In this section, codes are to crack. Mostly old questions are asked once again, okay, in different form. The same question is asked in different form, with the different value, with different data, with different numbers. Okay, but the formula is the same. So we have, what we have to do, we have to just solve old question papers for this particular topic. Then that I mentioned here, for this, watch YouTube videos on explanation of these data topics. Okay. Then what to skip, that I discussed. Whatever topic you find difficult to understand or you are weak in that particular topic, you can skip that topic, but with the condition that in other topics you have to do better. Okay. Then what is teaching aptitude? Let's discuss about this. So first of all, understanding how a learner learns and how a teacher teaches, that is the main idea, that is the main thought in this unit. So we have to understand how a learner is learning something and how a teacher is teaching something. So first of all, concept of teaching. What does teaching mean? Teaching means to impart knowledge, or teaching means to give information, or teaching means to give education, or teaching means to mentor someone. Okay, there are so many concepts of teaching. Okay, then aptitude, ability to teach, how to teach, that is the concept of aptitude. So here we have to keep basic ideas in our mind, that what is the concept of teaching, what are the objectives behind teaching, and the purpose, the goal behind it. And uh, uh, many a times it is asked that what is the purpose of teaching. So it is modifying the behavior of students on the whole question paper. It was asked once. So it is just to modify the behavior which is prevailing in the student's mind. Okay, we have to just develop that behavior, we have to just modify that behavior. That is the objective of teaching. Okay, then levels of teaching will be asked. Memory, understanding, and reflective. What is memory? Memory basically means whatever we can memorize, whatever we can remember, okay, for a short time or for a long time. Apart from memory, some topics are there that we can understand properly. We can remember these topics with understanding for a long time. Okay, then reflective. Reflective means reflection on our own self. Okay, whatever we are teaching, whatever we are learning, we are right, we are going right or not, that is reflection. That we'll discuss in the next session. Then characteristics of teaching. So first of all, it is an art. Okay, it is a science and continuous process. And characteristics of learners, for example, gender, ability, academic background, prior knowledge, these are the characteristics of different learners that we have to keep in mind. Okay, so for this topic I have created some of the important questions, teaching aptitudes questions, and we'll see one by one. I have added here 3 different questions. Okay, and one mock test is also prepared based on this unit. It is very much a broad area of knowledge. Okay, we can include anything in this topic, we can include anything in this unit. Okay, so what we can do, we can just solve previous year's question papers. Okay, there are 5 different questions are given in each question paper. Okay, so that we can solve. Then here is one question given to you. So now it is your turn to respond. Okay, friends, so you can give me answer by unmuting yourself. Okay, so read out the question, and here there are many options are given, and you have to find out the code, the right code. students, please answer me. Which one is the right code? Here there are 4 different codes given. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rather than typing in the chat, it will be great if you can just unmute yourself and answer to the question.
Yes, I am not able to see your chat because I'm
Yes.
right now presenting. That's why.
Sir, number 3 will be more appropriate.
Number 3.
Hello, sir.
Oh, yes, I am listening.
Yes, sir.
Number 3, A, C, and F. You are.
Hello,
Yes, I am listening. I
A,
can
C, and
hear
F.
A, C, and F.
Yeah.
So A is teaching and learning. First of all, let's